Hi guys, welcome back. We're sitting down tonight to go over our monthly review. At the beginning of the month, I set goals for my sinking funds for 2026, and I'm going to do a monthly review to make sure that I'm hitting these targets and that we're keeping on track to eventually meet this by the end of the year. So, this is what we set out for our goals for 2026. In the emergency fund, we want to increase that to $2,500, which means an extra $1,500 this year. Retirement savings, I want to have $2,500 by the end of the year. Christmas, we need $1,200 by the end of the year. I would like to have $1,000 for vet expenses put away by the end of the year, and $1,000 for car repair. Now, I think those are doable goals for me. We don't have a large income to work with, so I set these to what I think we can afford. So that totals out to be $7,200 for the year, which is basically $600 a month, is what we need to put away in order to meet these goals. So this is where we are for January, at the end of January. Our emergency fund started the year with $1,000 in it. So far this month, we added $200, so we're at $1,200. Savings was zero, but we added 150, so now we're at 150. Christmas had zero because we just spent it all in December, but we added 140 this month, so our total balance is 140. Vet care was at zero. Now we added 110, so we're at 110. And car repair was at zero, and we added 120 this month. So we're at a balance of 120 at the moment. So that was a total added amount of $720 for this month, which actually is 120 more than I said that we needed to put away in order to meet these goals. So our total usable money that we have put away at the end of January is $1,720. No, I'm actually going to take that. It's here, we've taken it out of all of the sinking funds that we put it into, although I have a tracker for everyone, so I know exactly what's in there. All that money has been moved into this envelope, which will be going to the bank with me on Friday and get deposited. I don't like keeping large sums of money in the house for various reasons, but I just don't feel comfortable with it. And I don't want to carry it around in my purse either. That's not a good idea. So at the end of every month, we're going to make a bank deposit, and we'll just keep the totals in our book. That way we know where we are with each fund. We also went through and decided that we wanted to take a vacation, and we're guessing kind of based on figures that I could find right now. We're not looking to take the vacation until next summer of 2027. So some things may change between now and then. So we're budgeting for $10,000 for our vacation. That originally, I was planning to reduce that because that's a lot of money to try and take out of my budget. So what happens is I usually have Christmas earnings. I do Christmas craft fairs, that sort of thing, all through the fall, and I normally can get between $4,000 and $5,000 in Christmas income from that. So we're going to reduce that. This year, we're going to put that towards our vacation. So that brings the total cost of the vacation down to $6,000, which when you divide that by 18 months is still $334, which is a lot to try and take out of the budget when we're already taking out $600 a month for these sinking funds. So I sat down and I thought that we could reduce that a little further and get this down to a reasonable monthly amount that I can afford to take out and put away. So here in Canada, we actually get GST credits 4 times a year. So that will allow me to put extra money towards the vacation that I don't have to take out of my monthly budget. And my coin savings, I have already slightly over 300 in my coin savings. So I'm guessing that by the end of the year, I can get that up to 1,000 at least. So we're going to put the coin savings as well towards vacation, which by the time you add that all in and figure it all out, it works out to as long as I can put $195 a month in additional savings into my vacation fund, I should meet this goal. So this is a much more doable figure than this one. And this is how we're going to do that. So we're going to flip the page. And for the vacation budget, we have 10,000. The Christmas income is 4,000 plus, because I have the option. Normally I only book about 2 Christmas fairs, but I have the option to book extra if I want to. So we may increase that to 3, possibly even 4, to try and get that up a little bit. The GST rebates, I'm estimating that they're going to be about $1,500 for the year for both of us. And our coin savings will be about 1,000, maybe a couple hundred more. We'll see how that goes. So that totals 6,500 of that 10,000, which only leaves me 3,500 that I'm going to have to come up with over the next 18 months. That is a doable figure. So I don't feel that we're going to have to stretch anything too far in order to accommodate that. So we are looking at having our $10,000, possibly more, to put towards our vacation. And we'll be able to go, it will be the summer of actually we're looking at June probably of 2027. June or July. We're not really sure. We haven't quite decided. All these decisions will have to be finalized by the end of the year. So by the end of the year, these things will be, I'll know exactly what these figures are, because these are, at the moment, they're just estimates. So by December, I will know exactly what I have and what we can do with that. So we'll decide then exactly what vacation we want to take, where we're going to go, what we have to come up with between January and June of next year in order to allow us to get where we need to be. So this is just my monthly update for January. I'm actually quite happy with how things have turned out, because we did actually exceeded the goals that I had set out. So I'm very pleased about that. And we worked out an actual budget where the vacation becomes affordable, which is a very good thing, because I really want to go on vacation. So I guess we're just going to leave it there for tonight. There's not really a lot else that I wanted to discuss. Oh, a vacation binder. I did want to show you that because we are allowing so much for vacation, I took my vacation envelope out of my sinking funds, and what I did was I made a vacation binder. We went through everything and we figured out what we're going to need for hotel, housing, accommodations, whether it's an Airbnb. We'll decide that when we actually figure out what vacation we're going to have. These are just the things we know we're going to have expenses for. Insurance, travel insurance, transportation, which is going to be our flights and our taxis, Ubers, whatever we need there. Entertainment, which is going to cover any shows that we want to see while we're out. Any tickets to go to events of any kind, any shore excursions if we decide on taking a cruise, that's going to come out of entertainment. There's a food budget. There is a shopping budget. And there is also a miscellaneous or an emergency budget, because you never want to be in a foreign country and not have an emergency money put away. And that's over and above what you have on a credit card, because credit cards are great. Except sometimes they don't work. Sometimes they get stolen. Anything could happen. So you always want to have some emergency funds in cash, preferably the currency of whatever country that you're going to be in, just so that you know that if anything were to happen, you have access to the local currency and you're not going to be stuck. So this is what we've done as far as our vacation budget goes. And we're going to start filling these envelopes one at a time. So right now, in the January envelope, I put in the $195. We just started with the first envelope, and we're going to fill them as we go. So we have $150, $170, $190, and $195 for January. And we'll keep that in here. And once we get up to like $1,000 in here, that again will also be moved to the bank account, because I don't want to keep large sums of money just laying around. I'm not comfortable with that. So that's what banks are for. So again, that's it for tonight, I guess. Thank you so much for joining me. I enjoy having you here and look forward to the next video. Have a good night.